A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a landmark decision, a federal judge in Chicago has ordered the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, to release over 600 illegal immigrants detained at a suburban facility, citing significant violations of a court-approved consent decree regarding immigration detentions. U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Cummings ruled that the detainees at the Broadview IC Center must be released on bond and transferred into ICE's Alternatives to Detention, ATD, program by November 21st. This ruling comes in the wake of a class action lawsuit known as Margarito Castananova v. DHS, which claims that federal agents unlawfully detain migrants who were not subject to mandatory detention or final removal orders. This ruling is particularly significant as it highlights ongoing concerns about the treatment of detainees and the practices employed by federal immigration officials. Judge Cummings criticized the DHS for holding migrants in unsafe and unsanitary conditions, describing overcrowded facilities and inadequate living conditions, including detainees being placed next to overflowing toilets. He noted that the department's recent changes in detention authority represented a complete reversal from previous legal interpretations. This decision could lead to the largest single-day release of ICE detainees in Illinois in years, particularly those arrested during the controversial Operation Midway Blitz, a Trump administration enforcement initiative that immigration advocates argue has caused fear and trauma in communities across the Chicago area. Michelle Garcia, Deputy Legal Director at the ACLU of Illinois, celebrated the ruling, stating, "Today was a good day as the court ordered the immediate release of 13 people who have been wrongfully arrested and detained by federal immigration officials. More than 600 others may soon walk free as the court enforces our agreement with the federal government, a step toward accountability for years of unlawful arrests." However, the ruling has drawn sharp criticism from DHS officials, who argue that it undermines national security and law enforcement efforts. Tricia McLaughlin, Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at DHS, condemned the ruling, stating, "At every turn, activist judges, sanctuary politicians, and violent rioters have actively tried to prevent our law enforcement officers from arresting and removing the worst of the worst. Now an activist judge is putting the lives of Americans directly at risk by ordering 615 illegal aliens to be released into the community." The court's decision has opened a significant debate regarding the balance between immigration enforcement and the rights of individuals detained under federal law. As the DHS prepares to comply with the court's order, they have been directed to identify detainees considered high public safety risks who may remain in custody and to submit a compliance report by November 24th. This ruling marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing discourse surrounding immigration policy and enforcement in the United States, raising questions about the treatment of detainees and the legal frameworks that govern their detention. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.